Hey, alrighty. Did it.
Oh, finally up.
Finally up. Sorry, we didn't go live in portrait. Wanted to go live in landscape, but I guess we looking what, up and down right now, babe?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to still set it up on here.
Alright, as you can tell, here we go.
Hi everyone. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. I will be today's moderator and helping Jill read all the comments and questions.
Yes. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Well, thank you. I'm glad to be y'all's favorite chiropractor. I have fun in the office. What's up, Bronx, New York? I'm trying to, what's up, Brazil? What's up, France? How y'all doing? What do we got from the UK? Hey, Lady Luck. Oh, y'all know my sister. Germany, Arizona. Oh, thank you. Wifey is a smoke show. Look at her over there.
Thank you.
I'm trying to read and go. Texas. Oh, when am I coming to Texas? Dude, y'all got Dr. Tubio out in Texas. My boy. We graduated together. He's my best friend. You got him out there in Texas. What's up, Toronto, Canada? Haven't been to Toronto in years, but man, Indonesia, Brazil. I love it. Saudi Arabia, Argentina, Tennessee. We got a little bit of everything. Man. All right. So today, actually, I might even give everybody a little bit of a tour. Bonsai Yama review. Dr. Joe, we need a Vegas trip. Actually, just so you know, I will be doing a Vegas trip with my sister, Lady Luck. If you guys follow my sister, Lady Luck HQ, we're going to be doing as long as I can get my chiropractic license in Nevada, ASAP, we're going to be doing a joint little chiropractic gambling type trip over at one of the casinos out there. And she's kind of getting everything set up, but I'm going to kind of hop in and steal the show a little bit on her. But hopefully, as long as we get that guy going. Just so everybody knows, anybody out there, any proceeds that come in on a super chat, if you guys are familiar with Show Off Praise, you guys might know him more by the quadriplegic. I've adjusted him a few times now, and absolutely great guy. Terrible story with everything that he's gone through, but I'll tell you now, probably one of the most positive people I've ever met in my entire life.
Yes, he's inspiring.
You know what I mean?
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah. And so even with today, we wanted to just come a little closer so you.
I'm sorry.
No, you get it. Yeah. So we honestly today, we wanted to give a little shout out to him, show off praise. We actually, after this live stream, we have his newest video with me adjusting him dropping. And if you guys listen to the commentary, he talks a lot about his next steps on what he's going to be doing, considering, he kind of lost hope in ever walking again. But after 2 adjustments with me, he's starting to feel tingling in his legs. He's reaching out, and he found a huge... what was it, like a spine institute that helps with quadriplegics and paraplegics?
It's spinal rehab is what it is, and they get people walking again. Obviously, everybody's a little different, depends on,
the case itself.
Right. But through therapy, they're able to get some people to walk again. So he was explaining in the beginning something about shock therapy and other few things that they that they do in that therapy, but it's supposed to be promising. So
yes, exactly. So we are definitely, I would love to see him up and walking again. He's got the cutest little girl ever that comes out to the adjustments with him, his little daughter. And, he just wants to be as best of a parent as he can be. And his mom is with him all the time. So, yes, that is one of the biggest reasons why we are doing this today. But Do I speak Spanish? I speak enough Spanish to get by. I don't speak good Spanish in conversational. I used to know it kind of fluently. I used to read and write it, but unfortunately, when they say if you don't use it, you lose it, I unfortunately kind of lost it a bit, but...
Oh, so this is a good one. Someone said, "Hi guys, no offense to your practice at all. I keep seeing the same adjustments more or less for different spinal conditions. Is this one routine that fits all?" We do get a lot of comments on that.
Oh, a ton.
I'll let you get into it.
Okay. So, you know, when I get comments like that quite a bit, one, what people don't realize, so I have my general flow. So I'm hitting cervical, that cervical thoracic junction, knocking out the thoracic, doing lumbar, lumbar thoracic, and I've got my flow on each patient. Now, granted, every person that I do adjust, the levels are a little bit different on each than the other. But then, depending on what that person needs, you know, at times, you know, I'll do extra things. I'll do jaw adjustments, sinus adjustments, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hands, fingers, going down to ankles, toes, knees, hips. It kind of, it flows together, but it is a little bit different. Now, the thing is, you know, how I look at it, what I do, because I adjust everybody in a full body approach. I'm not, like, if you come in with neck pain, I'm not just going to do like 20 different neck adjustments and call it a day, because you might have pain stemming from lower back or mid back that could be causing it. So that is always why I do a full body approach with every person that comes into my office. And honestly, as you guys can tell, the results are what speak for it. Even today, we did quite a few pretty funny adjustments, a lot of first-time chiropractic patients in general, and then even a few that have been to chiropractors but have never been to me before and couldn't believe the difference that they felt when leaving. So I'm not gonna lie, if you're looking for relief, with what I do, you're going to get relief. And that's the main thing with everybody. Granted, we have fun with the videos. We'll do, you know, dumb thumbnails and things like that. But all in all, the whole goal is getting people feeling better.
So Nico, thank you so much for your super chat. Nico said, "When do you think the video of me is coming out?" My name is Nico Harwood.
We would have to like go back and take a look. I can't remember. Yeah. This one right here does a lot of my editing, so she would have to look back and take a look.
We've got hundreds, if not thousands, of videos that I've yet still have to edit. So, Nico, we will definitely have to look through.
Yeah.
And if I do come across it, I can probably even email it to you if you hit us up on email.
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to catch some of these questions. I saw one that was pretty funny. Somebody asked me how tall I was. In the videos, I might look taller, but I'm not really tall. I'm short, and ain't nothing wrong with being a short guy. 5'7". When you're dating a wife.
I think you're 5'6".
You know, with a good pair of Yeezys on, a 5'7", you get if I throw those Burberry shoes on, I'm like 5'8", 5'9". But when my wife is only 5 foot nothing.
5 foot.
Oh, Joel, don't you speak that language over here. My guy. 5'4", 5'4". Yeah, right. 5'7". I saw that comment. Try to slip through there.
I know. How'd you even catch that?
I don't know. I looked up. Yeah, I'll tell you right now. Honestly, when it comes to adjusting and whatnot, it does not matter how tall one is. The strength, and not only the strength, but the getting a patient into a good setup. So that's the number one thing when doing an adjustment. It doesn't, I mean, you could be an 80-pound, you could be like my wife, 5 foot nothing, like 110 pounds, and it doesn't matter if you're small and petite. If you can get somebody into a correct setup, you'll rock their world with the chiropractic adjustment. So don't ever hate on chiropractors who are female or small or petite, because that does not mean that they can't deliver a good adjustment as well, just so everybody knows out there.
What's up, Joel? Yeah, he's adjusted some big boys. I mean, okay, I still remember that one guy where you threw your back out, actually. That was the first time I've ever seen you hurt yourself.
All right.
Besides that, you're able to adjust basically anybody.
All right. So now if anybody ever catches wind and you watch the videos, and way back in the day, you used to always see me do the standing. So I would do that standing thoracic adjustment where I'd bring my hands up behind somebody's head and have them put their hands on top over me, and I would lift and bring them back. So I had a former Mississippi State college football player. He was a big boy at the time, and I threw my back out with doing that adjustment to him, and that's why I don't do that one too often anymore in a lot of the videos.
You literally stood on the table to adjust him.
No, that wasn't him. That was actually, I think that might have been the same day.
Wrestler.
That was back in when we had the Spartanburg office. Was back when I did that. Actually, the video I titled it like Thor. I'm gonna pause you for a second.
Mando, thank you so much for your super chat.
Mando, thank you. But yeah, that was back. I titled the video Thor. That was when the one Marvel's Avengers came out, and he was like a Thor lookalike. I think I even titled it something like that.
He had like Thor the blonde, long, flowy hair.
Yeah. So if you guys ever go back into my old videos and you see this one, I think I titled it like Thor lookalike. I threw my back out with him, and I messed myself up pretty good. And I still had like 10 patients left that day. And I didn't want to, I'm like fighting through it, like, oh my God, like cringing my teeth, like, oh God. And then I got home and I had to ice my back for hours, and yeah, it was a rough one. How do I manage multiple locations? Trust me, it is hard. As much as I wanted to try to take Y-strap doc and bring it all over the U.S. in multiple cities and training docs and whatnot, I ain't gonna lie, it was a headache. I tried, I'm at 3. I don't know how much further I can go. Training docs isn't the hard thing. I can train docs up. It's trying to, like own the offices, get staff in, having multiple small businesses all over that. That's actually the hard part. So any one of you guys out there who are small business owners, having staff, employees, and training, and this and that's the hardest part.
So we had a question. Where did it go?
Shoot, find it for me.
Can you adjust someone that has a laminectomy infusion with Ankylosis spondylitis? So
if you guys have just seen one of my more recent videos, I had a patient with ankylosing spondylitis. I know you guys, and I know Joel's out there watching right now and tuned in. He made, and this is awful, I don't want to say awful to say, but he made Joel's case seem very elementary. Let me put it like that. So this poor patient, the condition that he has, that he was born with, it's rough. Ankylosing spondylitis, especially at later, more severe stages, is very rough to deal with, and it really brings it. So instead of, your back being straight, with him, it was very kyphotic, where even when I went to do the Y-strap on him, I had to physically stand on the table, and my Y-strap was almost in a straight up and down pull because he couldn't lean back. And I know Joel, I see out there, I know you remember at times how rough that was, especially in the beginning. So I'm hoping throughout care that we can get that, a lot more relieved, and even back to the point where we can start bringing him, leaning his head and bringing his head further back and back. But yeah, he's pulling through it. He's pulling through it. That's for sure. I mean, God, you remember even the video. So anyone out there, anybody actually who's ever questioned or wondered about Joel Torres, hyperkyphosis, everyone's seen the videos, severe hyperkyphosis, Operation Stand Tall. So he is live right now in the comments as well. You can definitely check his YouTube out, Joel Torres. He gives out a ton of great information, especially on what he does When he's not with me, he'll talk about his stretches, his therapies, the things that he does on his downtime. And I'm not gonna lie, it's rough, but you know, with me doing my part with the adjustments and with him doing his part, you know, the whole goal is getting somebody feeling as best as they can. So, but yeah, that's what we're shooting for.
Somebody asked, if you weren't a chiropractor, what would you have been doing?
I would be a barber for sure, 100%. I love hair. I cut my son's hair. I cut my hair. I cut my little nephew's hair when I can, when the parents allow me to. Dude, I love grabbing clippers and I'll buzz them right up. So yeah,
I've tried to grow out his hair so many times, and Joe's hands just start itching, and he starts cutting it. So I've never seen my kid's hair grown out ever.
Nope.
Since he was like, what, 5 months old?
Yeah, I like going through, getting that little 1/2 to 1 to 2 to 3 fade, and I'll fade that up.
It is adorable.
As much as you can. Just remember, when you're dealing with a toddler, they don't sound like they
he's kind of crying.
Sit or whatnot, like very easy for you. But yeah, so if I was not a chiropractor, I would 100% be a barber, because I love trimming up hair and beards and whatnot.
Where did you go to school? Someone's asking.
I graduated from Life University, is where I did my chiropractic, the doctorate of chiropractic at. I did my undergrad, got my bachelor degree at Oakland University out in Rochester, Michigan.
Somebody else just asked, how many years did it take to become a chiropractor?
So technically it took me 5 years to get my bachelor degree, because I was working full time while getting my bachelor degree. I worked at any Michiganders out there. So I worked all through OU, and I worked at Beaumont hospitals. I switched between Troy Beaumont and Royal Oak Beaumont, but I worked in the hospitals. I was a nurse assistant, and I was worked in the chem lab as a lab assistant. So I did that while getting the bachelor degree. After I graduated, got my bachelor degree, I left Michigan and I moved out to Atlanta, Georgia, and started my career with Life University. And so getting a doctorate in chiropractic, technically, you can do it in 3.5 years. It took me 4 years, just because they really try to slam the heavy caseload of classes on you. And I ended up, and I pushed it out and I basically added on that extra quarter, but it wasn't a big deal. So I ended up doing almost 9 years of college.
So Joelle wrote, you changed my life, Doc. If it wasn't for you taking the chance with me, I would have never got to where I am today. That's why you're in depth with me for life.
My guy.
Joelle, you know we love you.
Yeah, I know, dude. You're like fam now. Are you kidding? Mm-hmm. You literally are. You're like fam over here.
We love reading the comments about your drip after every video.
All the time. They're like, man, from the first video going on, look at that drip, look at my shoes, look at whatever. But no, I just helped you get back to being you, not being in pain, and that's all it is. You're a cool cat, ever since what you were, but when you're in pain, life sucks when you're in pain. So, you know that more than anybody.
Are you going to visit Michigan again?
I am born and raised in Michigan. I told my family out there, I said, I will come back as long as it's in the summertime. And yeah, that's about all. I love Michigan, but I do not like the snow. I talked to a cousin of mine the other day, and hearing that they were like negative 5 degrees the other night. Definitely do not miss that, especially
we're enjoying our 80-degree weather.
Yeah.
Here in Florida.
Or at night it gets down to the 60s. Woohoo!
It's sweater weather. That's our winter.
Exactly. I will take that. But yeah, any time. I've got actually a little cousin of mine. She's getting married in July. Is it?
Something like that, yeah.
So yeah, my little cousin Valerie is getting married in July. So I'll be back in Michigan. Probably spend a week or two back over in the Shelby Township area. If any of you guys are Shelby, from the TWIP, it's where I was born and raised.
So somebody asked, what would you suggest for sciatica?
So I would, all right. I would say number one thing, especially at home when it comes to sciatica, a lot of times sciatica is caused or is showing because of what's called piriformis syndrome. That's piriformis syndrome. I would start with piriformis syndrome stretches. You could even get you could go painful and get like a lacrosse ball or a golf ball, and you'd roll it out right on the piriformis muscle. Now that piriformis muscle is like a very tiny little muscle that goes from the sacrum over to the femur head. I mean, we're talking like, I don't know, about this big, and it sits directly on top of the sciatic nerve. So when the piriformis muscle is tightened, it puts direct pressure over that sciatic nerve. So a lot of the times what I see is more of a piriformis syndrome case. And if we can relax that piriformis syndrome, then a lot of those sciatic nerve issues will actually relax as well.
Well, on top of that, there's a lot of stretching that you can do. I know a few that I think we've posted ourselves, but if you go on YouTube and search sciatic or stretching for sciatica, that's really alleviate some of the pain.
Yeah, that was why I chimed in, getting them first into the piriformis. So if they hit that first, a lot of times they'll clear up their sciatica issues.
So Mariana said, I can't wait to get out of pain. Is there hope for reversing scoliosis? To your wife, she's awesome. Thank you. I was born in Ukraine and spoke Russian and Ukrainian growing up. Yes. We spoke mainly Russian at home,
but you speak in your native language.
Привет, Mariana. But yeah, is there any hope for reversing scoliosis?
Yes and no. When it comes to scoliosis, depends on the degree, depends on the age, depends on if it is a structural scoliosis or a functional scoliosis. Structural scoliosis is meaning that there's something actually physically, like a physical deformation in the spine, something that's actually causing the spine to like curve to the right, to the left, where functional could mean just as some kind of muscle imbalance, something that you tweak, a slip, a fall, and it's pulling on one side and it's creating that. I would say the best thing when it comes to scoliosis or trying to fix a scoliosis is hitting it. The younger you are, the better it is to go at a scoliosis. It a lot of times will take chiropractic adjustments along with physical therapy for the stretching, and then even getting the right like a personal trainer. You would want somebody who's a little bit more in depth with the human anatomy, in the sense of you're going to want to strengthen one side and you're going to want to stretch one side, because if you've got a curve, just say like this, you're going to want to strengthen the one side so the muscles will help pull that curve over to the midline, and then you're going to want to stretch the other side because the muscles on this side would be pulling it. So there's a lot of balancing and proper balancing. And then even at night, a lot of times what people don't realize is bracing. Obviously no kid or whatnot is going to want to have a little brace on them, or even a nightly brace, that's not cool or whatnot. But I look at things now, when you're a little bit older and whatnot, you don't give a crap about what's cool or not cool. You give a crap about your health. Yep. You know what I mean? But when you're a kid, everything determines, is it cool, is it not? I don't look cool in this brace. It don't matter. Wear the brace, have it help straighten your spine up at night. Do the certain stretches that are going to stretch one side, then you want to strengthen the other side. You're going to want to get the adjustments to help, alleviate and unlock certain areas in the bone. Once you start unlocking those areas, then you're going to be able to stretch certain areas better and strengthen certain areas better. It really goes hand in hand with so many different things. It's not just going to be chiropractic that is going to fix a scoliosis. You're going to need like that orthopedic surgeon, well, not really orthopedic surgeon, but an orthopedic who's gonna do the bracing with you. You're gonna want the chiro for the adjustment, either a PT or a really well personal trainer with that human anatomy to really go over the strengthening. Those are going to be some of the biggest ones. And even then, it depends on how soon you catch it. If you're old, more than likely it might be already too long, but...
Can extreme cases like Joelle's or cases like other gentlemen with the calcified spine be completely reversed and repaired?
You know, the thing is, it's hard to ever say completely, because a lot of times once something is already calcified, that calcification is not going to go away. Now, the whole kicker is going to be living the best life as you can with that calcification. And that doesn't mean that you have to live in pain or whatnot your entire life. You might like as Joel, and he knows, I will never be able, and even with me and with anything that he does above and beyond, he'll never be able to be like 100% straight. He'll always have that little bit of a kyphosis, but he can work, he can run, he's active, he can do anything that anybody else can do, and there's no one's going to stop him. And he can do it all pain-free. So, you know, it comes down to the point of, you know, how soon you address an issue, and because a lot of times you don't know how far something might progress, you know, so you don't know to address it at a certain time, but always addressing something sooner than later will allow you to get better results than anything else.
What is your purpose for waking up in the morning?
So my purpose, I have 2 little ones at home. I've got my little boy who's 3 years old, and I have my little girl who's 1 year old, and then I have my wife right here, and then I have my patients that I see that come to me for help and for pain relief and for anything going on with their lives. So I feel like I'm meant to be on this world not just as a dad and a husband, but I'm also meant to be here to help other people out. And, you know, if I can help somebody, you know, alleviate pain, get their life back, I mean, dang, I'm happy to do so.
What advice would you give a chiropractic student?
So, chiropractic student, I don't know how far along you are in school. Find a good group of friends. You stick with that group of friends. You study together. You do everything together, because that's how it was for me and my group. We studied together. We went out together. We literally did everything. We had Thanksgiving dinner together, like literally did everything together. And that's probably one of the only ways you're going to get through that program. It was actually a really tough program. Anybody out there who thinks chiropractic school is like a joke, it was tough. And you wouldn't get through it if you didn't have other people with you to help motivate you with studying, or
Didn't you say a lot of people ended up dropping out?
Oh, God, I think there was like a 40% dropout rate at Life University where I went to. I even had one of my roommates at the time who lived with us. He ended up dropping out, I think, what was it, like 3rd quarter or something. Like, it's not easy. Everything isn't like crack, crack, crack. Like, you barely learn any crack, crack, crack when you're there. You're learning adjusting majority, I would say, through docs that you work for, and like the seminars and things like that.
So there is somebody called Rotu that really wants to know if your wife is a mail order bride.
You kind of look like one, don't you? You are Russian, so I don't know. What's the best Russian mail order bride?
When we met, you were broke, so you wouldn't have been able to afford me anyway.
Well, don't you only need like $10 for something like that?
I don't know.
I ain't never tried, but I don't know. I mean, I think we could get her off of what? Ukrainians most beautiful.
Ukrainianwomen.com or something.
Ukrainianwomen.com or
oh God.
Mother Russia or something. No.
You do know Ukraine and Russia is 2 different spots, right?
Y'all, alright, I always give her crap about this, and I know you guys have seen. Different. So we have other Ukrainian, Russian women on the channel, and they're friends or acquaintances or whatnot of my wife's, and they've got their own big community. And when I say Russia, a lot of people know Russia over Ukraine, and it's the same language. The verbiage is a little different, but So I just say, Russia instead of Ukraine.
Let me see.
What do we got?
Do you ask women to wear gym leggings or flattering clothes for the thumbnails?
So everyone out there, I have never asked or told anybody to wear something in particular. Anyone who's ever came to see me, I don't know, I'm not at their house. I don't dress them in the morning. However they want to show up, feel free. As long as you got clothes on, you got to sit in. So we got a little bit. You got to sit in the office chairs while you're here. As you guys can tell, y'all are on a swivel chair right now in my office. But so this is actually, and just so everyone knows, I just moved locations in my Tampa office. So I was originally at the Tampa International Mall, and I moved about 10 minutes away, and I'm over in West Chase. And so yeah, I know I've sent a mass email out to everybody. I've got my office manager who has been contacting people, and yeah, it's just been quite a hectic change because we originally had a landline and now we're switching it to a cell phone. So our Tampa cell phone, or the number, the 813 number, has been down, and we've been trying to recontact everybody through the Greenville, South Carolina phone. So yeah, there's been a lot, but this has been day 2 of adjusting in our Tampa office. So we got a little bit more walls to fill. My wife made this actually really cool.
We're still waiting on this neon sign right above it.
Yeah.
That says I've been Y-strapped. It's bright pink. I can't wait till that comes in.
Yeah. So
this is our picture wall.
Yeah. This is a picture wall. So anybody who comes in, we got the green wall. We're gonna have some, cool photos and whatnot for anybody who's here for a photo.
Any stretches to help alleviate sciatica pain? Any advice?
Yeah, I told you that piriformis, hitting that piriformis syndrome. So literally Google or YouTube piriformis syndrome stretches, and yeah, that is what I'm gonna say is usually, not always, but usually one of the first causes that that hit that sciatic nerve. So getting on that, one of the best, even with piriformis stretches, using that foam roller or like a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, golf ball, that'll hit it really good.
Is there a certain age that you should get adjusted? I'm 16 and have never been adjusted before.
I've adjusted both of my children when they were born. So about an hour after they were born, I had adjusted my kids. Not saying that everybody needs it, but going through childbirth is quite a bit of stress on their bodies. So technically, my thing is with me, when I adjust my patients, compared to most chiropractors out there, I'm a little bit more aggressive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold back, and I'm gonna get things that need to move, and I'm gonna get them moved. So by the time you leave my office, you know and you feel the difference of getting an adjustment by me. And that's why for me, typically I'll see my patients about 4 times a year. Roughly about every 3 months is when I like to kind of have my patients come back and see me. And I definitely, if I'm, all right, I'm not gonna lie. If I had to see a patient 3 times a week, I personally am doing something wrong. And yeah, I don't ever need to see anybody 3 times a week. I can tell you that.
Well, going back to the age thing with adjustments.
Oh, it doesn't matter the age.
Yeah, so when I was just going to talk about the fact that you adjusted Angelo, our son, when he was 2 weeks old, when he was just born, but when he was 2 weeks old, he wouldn't stop crying. He just
Very colicky.
Very colicky. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, this is my first kid. I don't know. Yeah. We've tried everything. He's fed, he's changed, he's burped, everything. And he's like, let me just adjust him. And at the time, not that I didn't believe in chiropractic, because obviously I do, but it just, I looked at it like it's a screaming, crying baby. How is that going to help right now?
And
he adjusts him. It's not like actual pop adjust. It's like a slight movement with their little soft bones, whatever you do, just basically sliding it back into place. Within seconds, he stops crying. completely calm, like nothing ever happened. And he's just like I wish that I had caught that on film because it was crazy.
See, this is where
all day long, crying, just wouldn't stop.
This is where I wish I had Cece with me to do drum roll, please.
Yeah, I know, right?
Cece, if you're out there watching, my guy. Actually, if you guys haven't seen that video, anybody fans of Blackville Brides, had such an amazing time adjusting the freaking coolest drummer in the world, Cece. And
such a nice guy.
Yeah, one of the coolest guys ever. So that was a ton of fun with that one. Also, if you guys or anybody is a 49ers fan out there, we did another adjustment on DJ Jones, and yeah, we got them 49ers guys. They are fans. They're all good peeps. So, not gonna lie, I was never a big fan of the Niners, but because of DJ Jones and cool cats over on that team. All right, I'll give you guys some props. I'm Detroit Lions fan through and through. Unfortunately, not the greatest, but hopefully out here, if we can ever tap into that little Buccaneers group, I don't know if we can get Brady or Gronk or something on in the channel, but I would love to tap into that nice little Buccaneers team and help them guys out, maybe bring them to another championship. But
so somebody was asking where you're located. We're in Greenville, South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, and here, Tampa, Florida. He is mainly 3 weeks out of the month in Tampa.
Yep.
And then 1 week out of every month, Greenville, South Carolina. Atlanta is a doctor that we hired on. He trained Dr. Trey. He's great. But otherwise, yeah, mainly in Tampa. We've got those 3 locations.
Yep, not gonna lie, love the warm weather in Florida. So love being out here, love seeing my patients down here, and especially right now that anybody out there in the north, y'all are in some cold weather and dealing with snow and whatnot. I'm gonna leave here tonight and it's like 60 degrees out.
I'm in a t-shirt.
Dude, I rock jeans. Well, this to me is a t-shirt. I rock jeans and a t-shirt every night. It don't matter. You can wear your Yeezys or whatever, nice sneakers, any night you want to go out. You don't know salt, no snow, none of that. So.
By the way, I am saying another reminder. Any super chats are going directly to
Show Off Praise.
Show Off Praise. He was our quadriplegic patient. He was on YouTube. I don't know if whoever saw that video or not, but all proceeds are going to him and his rehab. He's going through spinal rehab in Chicago. All right. Has YouTube changed your life?
I am not going to lie. All right. So to answer that question, has YouTube changed my life? 1,000,000% it has. Not going to lie, never in my life did I ever think that I would gain any popularity on social media. I looked at myself as, I'm like, yeah, I'm a chiro. I adjust people. I have fun. I never really thought what I did was like so off the wall different because the first doc that I worked for was the one who trained me on the Y-strap, and I just felt that there were a lot of really good chiros out there, and I never thought that YouTube or any social media platform was ever going to change anything. But now, what did I start YouTube in? 2018?
2018, it was the year Angela was born.
Yeah, the year my son was born, in 2018. 2018, I went from working at an office, my 5 days a week, 9 to 5, blah, blah, blah. And it got me to the point, because of social media, to be able to quit that job, open up my own location, become my own boss, see my own patients on my own schedule, and take things, as far as we have today, and even now having a Tampa office, an Atlanta office, and a Greenville, South Carolina, it's honestly, it's all to do with, from social media. YouTube took me to places I never thought I'd ever get to, not gonna lie.
Say thank you to Fran.
Yeah, all right. So anybody out there who ever watches my sister, Lady Luck HQ, she's got a gambling slot machine channel. She will always tell you, which she is right, she is the one who convinced me to get a YouTube channel, because I did a different adjustment with the Y strap, and she was like, you got to show it, you got to film it, blah, blah, blah. And back then, I still remember, I was always like, dude, nobody wants to watch me. And here we are today. So, Lady Luck, Fran.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. Fist bump.
So there was a question that I wanted you to answer. If I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. But it says, do you treat patients with transverse myelitis?
I have in the past. Typically, I always like to see x-rays and just see, what things are going on, especially in that upper cervical spine and whatnot. But I've treated everything, not going to lie. I would say probably one of the red flags I won't really touch is if somebody, active cancer is going to be a big one. Usually don't touch fusions, but with the exception if people send me an email beforehand and I get to see the fusion where it's at, how it's done, how long it's been there for, the stability of it. There are certain questionabilities on that, but if anybody ever has questions about what I do or do not adjust, go on my website, literally contact me, send me an email, and I'll gladly tell you, like, yay, schedule an appointment, I can help, or I'm sorry, I can't. Like, I'm very blunt and honest. There's even been patients where I've looked at them and said, hey, I wish I could help, but you are too far gone. You should have came to see me years ago. And unfortunately, there's times where I've got to send people, to an orthopedic surgeon. Sadly, it is what it is.
Mariana, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. We appreciate you.
Thank you, of course.
Do you plan to have any more children?
I really don't want any more children. Woman?
We are not planning on it, no. If it happened,
Oops a daisy.
Obviously we're going to have the child, but no, we're not planning on it.
Yeah. Would rather not.
2's a handful.
2's good. We got one of each. We're golden.
How do you deal with the stigma that chiropractic work is fake medicine or dangerous? I don't know how I would cope with my profession had so much negativity associated with it. Good question.
Yeah, the thing is, honestly, chiropractic, what a lot of people don't realize, started, especially in the U.S., and gaining a lot of popularity and whatnot because of the use of the advertisements that the docs used way back when. And I'm not gonna lie, all right, to say this, in any profession there are very good chiropractors or very good doctors, and there are other people that are just not that good who are in it for the money. And when you find yourself a good chiropractor or a good doctor and you feel that relief and you feel like pain going away and you notice the results, that right there, that's when you know you found yourself somebody good. And honestly, there's been so many times I've had people break down and cry in front of me and tell me, like, oh my God, like, I have no pain. Like, so many things. And that alone, I don't care what is going on in the rest of my profession. I care about myself and my patients that I treat. And if I can get them feeling as best as I can, that's my goal. I can't speak upon what any other chiropractor out there does or what techniques they use or don't use. And just like any other medical doctor, what techniques that MD uses compared to another. You go into surgery, there's certain ways to do one surgery compared to another, and one might work better, one might work, it's so many, it just depends on the doc.
Master of Thinking, thank you so much for your super chat of $9.99. I am sure that Show Off Praise, I keep wanting to say his name, is really, really going to appreciate the help. Thank you guys so much.
Definitely, yes. Thank you.
Tips for cracking your own back and neck. I do it like every day. Is this dangerous?
Whatever you do, because I'm obviously, even for me, granted, I know what I'm doing, so I can kind of crack myself. But if you're at home doing anything, like especially if you just wake up in the morning, don't use any force. Like if you want to get your neck, when you wake up, stand up and do one of these where you like turn.
Oh, it cracked.
See?
I don't know how you do that.
Because so the whole point of when you're doing an adjustment, you're getting yourself to full range of motion, and you're hitting into that like elastic stability here. So when you go just that little bit right outside that range, you hear click, click, click. So doing things like that where I'm not, like you didn't see, I'm not, pushing and jamming my head or jamming a facet joint, especially in the neck, that's completely fine. Low back, a lot of the times, kick and toss my leg, over the bed, and, you toss it over and you hear click, 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 click. So those, you'll be more than generally okay doing things like that.
Nick Smith, thank you so much for your super chat. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. I know.
Again, all super chats are going to Show Off Praise to help him with the spinal rehab. All right, let's see.
Okay, so we got like 2 more questions, and then we are gonna head out because we've got the video of Show Off Praise that is going live at what time?
8 o'clock.
Okay, going live at 8 o'clock. So we're gonna
Retired and Reselling, thank you so much for your super chat of $5. He asked, do you find it hard to balance work like family and life and making videos, and do you ever get stressed out?
Dude, I am stressed out 24/7. I've got 2 kids, love them to death, but they eat your time. If you're home, all they want you 24/7. You can't. My son has got to literally grab your hand, and you got to go in the room and physically play with him. If you dare pull out your phone to try to answer any question on social media, he's losing his mind, getting mad at you. So yes, you've got to specifically set times for play, for home, for work. And I'm not going to lie, they still cross and blend all the time, and it's always hard.
Yeah, so a lot of questions that people have asked through social media or comments that were made, if they weren't answered right away, we are very sorry. We do apologize, and we do try to go through them as much as we can and answer them as often as we can. There is, obviously still a lot that we miss because there's just there's just so much going on. But we're gonna start trying to do these lives, Q&As for you guys every Saturday evening, and we will be announcing on Instagram and Facebook if we do decide to do it that day. Just to let you guys know.
And what is that? The community post on YouTube as
well.
Yes,
yes, I did post on there as well.
So yeah, there'll be a few different ones.
Hassan Vakili, thank you so much for your $2 super chat. Says you still stay in contact with your Cairo uni friend. University friends?
Cairo University friends. Some of them yes, some of them no. There's a few of them that I stay close with, a few others that, you try to, but everyone's got their own life going on and their own things, and it's funny because not everybody agrees upon doing a social media YouTube channel. Some are just, at their practice, which, obviously, I look at it like this. As long as the chiropractor is helping their patients get to the goals that they're looking to get to and helping them, get out of pain and things like that. That's the main thing. I don't care if you do social media, don't do social media. The whole goal of being a chiropractor is getting people from being in pain and feeling bad and getting them feeling better and living just a better lifestyle.
Shout out to Retired and Reselling. Thanks again for the super chat. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for all your questions. And again, we will be back on next week on Saturday at 7 o'clock for any questions that were asked that weren't answered. Join us again. We'd love to answer those for y'all.
All right, guys, we are out of here, and shortly, in a few minutes, you're going to see the new Show Off Praise quadriplegic video, and you can hear the narrative and him talking about the tingling in his legs and how he's been feeling, and the hope, and now wanting to, to really, feel that, he can actually take the quadriplegic and possibly take it to being able to walk again, So it's given him a little bit of hope and a little bit of courage, and you know, the whole goal, if we can get him to help walk again, if that clinic in Chicago can help get him to walk again, the whole point is if we can get him to walk again, how amazing would that be? So, everybody, thank you for watching. Like my wife said, typically about Saturdays now, Saturday evenings, we're going to start doing this little Q&As and whatnot. And hopefully everybody out there, you guys enjoy this. And
have a wonderful night.
Yes, have a good one, everybody. Thank you.